So, how can a game be useful for learning? Jeopardy provides focused student feedback, improves student performance, and enhances course experience. Game-based learning engages students in a fun atmosphere so that positive emotions can make it easier to learn and to remember. Then there's retrieval practice. That's when you actively try to remember information. Studies show it's more effective for learning than simply rereading notes. And finally, there's that focused feedback. Jeopardy provides this both regularly and rapidly. So, how and when should you use Jeopardy? Some instructors use it as a group exercise, but I prefer when every student attempts every question. Essentially, each student acts as a fourth contestant, the kind who would play along at home.
Who is Joseph Cotton? Giddy up!
Now, you could try Jeopardy for pre- or post-assessment, but a full game takes longer than other tools such as Socrative, Kahoot, or a simple worksheet. I use Jeopardy for review before tests, and it's here that Jeopardy really shines. Is Jeopardy a perfect classroom tool? There are some things to consider. Most versions of the game require some sort of projector or a television to display the questions and answers. If this is an issue, you can improvise a low-tech workaround. The original Jeopardy had fancy mechanical squares, though you could just as easily use a blackboard. Do be aware that not everyone enjoys playing, but there is a solution. First, I should mention that it's a good practice to make hard copies of the content so your students can review the material again later. If you've done this and find that someone doesn't want to play, let them attempt the material as a traditional quiz instead. Now, the biggest advantage of Jeopardy is increased student engagement. Many students love the game, and you may find that they request it by name. Let's face it, reviewing factual information can be tedious, but Jeopardy livens up study with gimmicks and pageantry. There's real-time scoring, which includes the risky excitement of point deductions and wagers.
Unless you risk more than $21,600, you will be the new Jeopardy champion. So let's take a look and see what your wager was. You bet 22,000 big ones, takes you down to zero. You bet it all. Cliff, why would you do something like that?
When preparing questions and later during gameplay, there are some best practices to keep in mind. Most questions should be concise and aimed at testing the lower levels of the cognitive domain. But with care, you can include higher level analysis and application questions. These should be used sparingly and be worth more points. If you stumble upon a vague problem which prompts an unexpected response, proceed gracefully and encourage discussion.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken?
What's a hoe?
No. Whoa! 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 They teach you that in school in Utah, huh, Al?
What's a rake?
A rake is right.
All jokes aside, how should you handle feedback with Jeopardy? When you follow the convention of one question, one answer at a time, you are already giving basic feedback at regular intervals. You can expand on this with additional discussions and clarifications whenever there's confusion. Remember that feedback is most effective when it's delivered promptly. Jeopardy provides students with immediate focus feedback, incorrectly answered questions are reviewed by the instructor, and student assessment is ongoing throughout. There is one more type of feedback flowing with Jeopardy. It's the information that we gather from our students. This can inform our practice so that we can fine-tune future lessons and better serve our students. As you can see, Jeopardy can improve classroom assessment by promoting an interactive feedback loop among students and instructors. So that's a glimpse of how I use Jeopardy in my classroom. Please share your own experiences in the comment section below. You can also check out the video description for some useful Jeopardy links. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Thank you for watching.